Welcome to ENL 2022, which is an exploration of English literature, British literature from 1800 to present. I wanted to take just a few minutes to provide this video to you to help you understand how to navigate the course. First and foremost, I'm Professor Shay Faulkner, and if you wanted to meet with me, my office is on East Campus in Building 8, Room 231. I've also provided my phone number and email address, though the best way to contact me, the most efficient way, is through the Canvas inbox. I also on this homepage have provided you a welcome video, this navigation video, a place where you can ask questions that may be good for the whole course, my office hours, and the Zoom link that you will use if you ever choose to meet with me via Zoom. So I encourage you to check all of that out. I also want to draw your attention to the announcements page. You'll see when you come to announcements that there will be announcements there for you. For example, the one that you will see will be a welcome to this course this spring. So I encourage you to have a look at this welcome letter that was also emailed to you. Then if you go to the syllabus tab, you'll find all the course policies and course information, such as our start date, end date, office hours, which again was on the homepage of the course, but has a little bit more detailed information here. We'll have our course description about how this is a survey in English literature from 1800 to present. So we're looking at British literature of the 19th and 20th centuries. Your course outcomes will involve reading with literal and inferential comprehension, which means that you will be looking for what is literally happening in the story, and then also inferring elements that maybe are not directly on the page. You will identify elements of literature. So those are going to be your literary elements. That could be something like irony or point of view, personification, those sorts of things. You will write literary analyses incorporating evidence from primary sources. You will have assignments where you will include an analysis of what you've read, and you will incorporate your evidence from those stories to support your ideas. And you're going to recognize authors and works as belonging to specific literary movements. Specifically, we will look at Romanticism, the Victorian literature, and then our more modern, postmodern literature. For this course, we will largely use the Valencia Reader along with resources that I provide to you. I do encourage you to have a look at distance tutoring if you ever find that you're struggling, or the Ask a Librarian service when you're working on some of our projects, which we'll talk about later. You may want that Ask a Librarian feature to help you, as the library may be of importance to you. Finally, the thing I really want you to know is that all of our course materials will be documented in MLA9 format. A few notes: the college will be closed January 20th, February 7th, and March 17th through 23rd. So you will remain having access on Canvas, but you will not have access to college services or to your professors during those dates. Our withdrawal deadline, which is the date that you can withdraw yourself from any of your courses, is March 14th for your 16-week full-term courses. That said, please do not withdraw yourself until you've had a conversation with, at the very least, a student success coach in advising, and preferably your professor as well. You are required to complete an attendance activity for this course. That's going to be your syllabus quiz in the first week of class. If that's not submitted by the due date, you will be withdrawn as a no-show. You have until January 13th to withdraw yourself with the drop add date, and then until March 14th for the withdrawal deadline. So take advantage of those dates, take note of them. You are expected to operate with academic integrity at the forefront of your mind, which means that your work should be original. You should be citing your sources. When you're working collaboratively, it should be ethically, and all assignments, quizzes, essays are going to be of your own creation and free from any form of cheating, plagiarizing, or unauthorized assistance. That's going to be strictly prohibited. In the event of a first offense, a 0 will be issued as a placeholder. I will contact you via Canvas inbox to let you know. You'll have 1 week to schedule a meeting with me. At the end of that meeting, you will have the opportunity to resubmit the assignment, a new version of it, with a 25% penalty. For a second offense, you will earn a 0 on the assignment. You'll still meet with me. You'll go through that process of receiving an email, having a week to respond, meeting with me, but you will not be allowed to resubmit for a grade. And then on a third offense, same process, but you would earn a 0 or an F for the course. In all 3 scenarios, if you fail to respond to my email from me, the instructor, within 1 week, the issued 0 will stand. You will not have an opportunity to dispute the 0 or to resubmit on that first opportunity with that 25% penalty. Also, a note about AI. You are not allowed to use AI of any kind in this course. That means no content generators or essay generators like ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, Claude, none of those. No translation tools. No external grammar checkers like Grammarly or even in Word where it changes words for you. None of that. No plagiarism detection algorithms. All of that is very strictly and specifically prohibited in this course. In the event that you're found to have been using any of those, you will be subjected to the consequences outlined above. When we are working with sources, as I mentioned before, you will use MLA 9 for your source documentation. If you are a student with a disability, please contact the Office for Students with Disabilities in order to receive the accommodations that you need. If you are struggling with your mental health or depression, anxiety, adjustment difficulties, substance abuse, time management, any of those things, we do offer Bay Care to you free of charge. I've provided a website and phone number there for you. Additionally, if you are struggling with food, housing, or financial needs, please check out the Advising Center. By way of attendance policy, you are expected to be logging in and completing assignments. Your attendance is measured in online courses through the assignments you complete. As such, you are expected to submit your weekly assignments. Makeup work is only offered at the discretion of me, your professor. So you'll want to pay close attention when we get to the makeup work policy. So generally speaking, as far as late work and makeup work goes, I do not accept late work in this course. That said, I understand that life happens, emergencies happen, you just are a little busier than you expect. And as a result, I do grant you up to 3 extensions over the course of the semester. To request an extension, you would send me a message in Canvas inbox, let me know kind of a brief idea of what's going on, how much longer you think you need to complete the assignment, and I will either grant or not grant the extension. Generally speaking, as long as you have not used all 3 of your extensions, I pretty much automatically grant those extensions as long as they're requested prior to the due date. That said, if you request an extension after the due date, generally speaking, I will not approve that. And if you have already used your 3 extensions, it's less likely that I would grant a 4th or 5th extension unless there's something truly remarkable going on. I encourage you to have a look at the extra credit policy and the grading scale. This is a points-based class. There are 200 possible points available, which means to earn an A, you need 180 points. A B is 160 to 179. A C is 140 to 159. A D is going to be 120 to 139. So take note of that as you are considering the grades that you would like to earn. I've given you a grading breakdown for all of our major assignments. You have a syllabus quiz and introduction that are due this week, each worth 5 points. You have a series of 9 comprehension and analysis assignments that are worth 10 points each for a total of 90 points. You'll have a midterm culmination project that's worth 30 points, as well as a share out that's worth 5 points. You'll have a final culmination project that is worth 50 points and a 5-point share out. Then you'll have a 10-point course reflection. Basically, most weeks you're only going to have 1 assignment due. A couple of exceptions to that is this first week with the syllabus quiz and introduction. Then in week 7, you'll be working on the midterm culmination project for week 6 and 7. So you'll do that culmination project and share out. They will both be due in week 7. Just like in weeks 14 and 15, you'll be working on the final culmination project with that due along with the share out in week 15. So I do want you to be mindful of each of these assignments and how they might impact your grade. As far as course communications go, the easiest and best way to contact me is through our Canvas inbox. That's usually how I'll get back to you the fastest. Obviously, you're welcome to visit me in my office or schedule a Zoom meeting. To schedule a Zoom meeting, just message me in inbox. You can email me at my Outlook email address in Atlas. You can call me on my phone, all of those things. But the fastest, easiest way to get me is going to be Canvas inbox. That said, I generally respond to emails within 48 hours. In fact, I 100% will respond Monday through Friday, and 48 hours. Usually it's same day within a couple of hours. But Saturdays and Sundays, I do reserve for my family. So if you have something that comes up over the weekend and you really need to make sure that I get back to you quickly, please put in your subject bar something like urgent or emergency so that I know I need to get back to you, and I will do my very best to do so. Otherwise, it'll be Monday when I get back to you. I've also provided you the course schedule to have a look at. The next thing I want to talk to you about is the modules. What you'll notice is that the modules are set up with prerequisites, which means that you have to start at the beginning of each module and click through each of the pages and complete any actions that are required. For example, for the required attendance activity, you have to submit the quiz. For introduction, you're just asked to view that page at the very least. Obviously, if you don't complete the introduction, you won't get credit. But in order to move on to week 2, you will then have to view each of the pages and then complete the assignment, and so on and so forth. You'll also notice that modules certain days. Generally, if a module is due on one week, I open it, if it's due on Sunday of one week, about 10 days before on the Thursday the week prior. So you have about 10 days to work on each module. The exception to that is going to be on those culmination projects where you will have about 17 or 18 days to work on those. So just be mindful of that. Generally speaking, I will not in advance. So do be mindful of your time and your schedule. If you know you have something coming up, for example, you're going to be traveling and you need advanced access to an assignment, it's not real likely that I will accommodate that, but I will work with you as best I can. Reach out to me and we'll see what we can do about getting you the information you need if it is something that is within reason. I hope this video has helped you out to understand what's expected in this course. I'm really excited to work with you this term. I know that British literature might not be everybody's cup of tea, and that's perfectly fine. If you run into the literature, especially in these early units where the language is pretty dense, reach out to me. I'm happy to help you however I can. Again, I'm looking forward to working with you, and if I can do anything at all, just let me know.